Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Xeno, the personification of a cry for help, and we are back with the Bygones. Now, I checked the word count for this visual novel, and if I can remember, it was just a little over 12,000 words, so I'm pretty sure that this second part might be the last part, which is to be expected of a short form visual novel written for a game jam. Also, the reason why I'm not as excited or yelling is because this visual novel, while I do love it, it does contain some really heavy topics such as substance abuse, self-harm, use of homophobic slurs and everything. And I know that's kind of like a thing for a lot of furry visual novels, like with Arches. I was yelling along that one, even though it does contain those types of content warnings, but keep in mind that game is also a horror VN, so it was also really anxiety inducing. This one just feels like a tragedy, if you know what I mean. Like, I think we all can figure out Curtis and his fate going forward with all the clues given to us in the first part, in the first half of this visual novel. So it's kind of just like a downward spiral, like a car crash you can't help but just stare at. But every story has to end eventually, and I feel like his is gonna end in this part, so let's not waste any more time and let's get started, shall we? So the last thing we left off on, it has been revealed to us that throughout the years, Curtis has been abusing heroin. And off camera, there was an intervention held, courtesy of Everett, Ashley, and Pat. And it seemed like he did quit and he did went to rehab for it. But on the night of Everett and Curtis recording their guitars for the demo, Everett found out that he had been abusing again, and that Sam, his dealer, never actually moved to Vancouver like Curtis claimed. And this feeling of Curtis knowing that he has a problem, but the fact that he doesn't want to get out of it because it hurts too much to even be sober in the first place, really hits hard for Everett, because he feels like he wasn't as good of a friend to Curtis as he could be. Even Curtis said that it felt like Everett, Ashley, and Pat were all getting closer together without him, and he couldn't deal with the voices anymore. So now Everett has to deal with this revelation that he never quit and that he has been abusing heroin again. Now, what he's going to tell Ashley or Pat, that's up for Everett to decide, and for the story, so let's continue onwards, shall we? The only positive thing right now is that it's not raining. Still cold, but I can at least load my gear around without worrying that it's going to get damaged. Curtis's words play in the back of my mind, over and over. I can't just leave him like this, but how do I help someone that doesn't want to be helped? I doubt an intervention will work again, but maybe I can call Ashley and Pat and see if they'd be willing to help again? I don't know. Usually when you're with friends, with someone who's an addict, if they've shown time and time again that they just can't be helped at all, their friends will most likely just cut contact with them. Because as much as the addict is currently hurting and is in a lot of pain, that pain could very well be absorbed by all of their friends that are just trying to help them, but literally nothing is working. So most likely Ashley and Pat would probably just stop associating with Curtis. Fuck. I dropped my stuff off next to the bench as I arrived at the bus stop. Still 15 minutes or so until the bus comes. I can't help but look around my surroundings as I kick my feet around. Cars zoom by as rush hour ends, headed home to their families or whatever. Teenagers wait by the convenience store, hoping that an adult dumb enough would come by and get them beer. Homeless people take cover under the bridge, some with cardboard signs that have the ink of a marker scrawled all over them. Some of them have their tents for cover, while others only have their coats to rely on. Some don't even have that. I really don't want that to become Curtis. I need to come up with a plan, and fast. The train up above passes by, its light illuminating the area under the bridge. It's then I recognize someone. Is it Sam? Is it your boss? Is it your dad? It's Sam, isn't it? Oh, yep, the red tail. The red tail sways behind a concrete pillar, their hands revealing itself as he tossed to a poor bear shivering in the cold. This bastard. I get up, leaving my gear by the bus stop as I storm over to that fucker. If Curtis had never met him. I got from Durango when I was there last summer. Got pretty sick off of the stuff. Oh! The fox doesn't really seem bothered by my presence, more surprised. He reaches his hand out to shake mine. My stomach churns as he does so. Does he seriously think I'm gonna be friendly after all of this shit? It's been a while. He moved our meeting place for some reason. It's a shame. I liked you guys. Stop talking to Curtis, Sam. What? Where's this coming from? I thought you were fine with everything. Curtis went to rehab. He got clean, but once he talked to you again, just leave him alone. Don't destroy his life. Sam hunches over, though he still towers over me. His eyes, usually blocked by his shades, pierce into mine. The red irises glow under the moonlight, instilling fear in my soul. Look, I just sell the stuff. Do you actually think this is how I want to make a living? Do you think I chose this lifestyle? Yeah, I provide it, but it's up to Curtis to figure out what to do. Whether he wants to get better and stay clean, or if he wants to continue his downward spiral. You know, I thought you were cool, but you're just like the rest of the people here. You only think about things one way, not realizing there's multiple reasons people do the shit they do. I don't like seeing Curtis kill himself either, but I can't kill myself. Sam strains his back, eyes hidden behind his shades once again. He lets out an exhausted sigh. A small growl escapes through his teeth, but it's restrained. I don't think Sam wanted to do that to me, but he's not wrong. I can't see either of these two go down this path anymore. I try to speak up, but Sam puts his hand up. He sharply tilts his head towards the bus stop, avoiding eye contact with me. Please, just go. I don't want any more of your preaching. Also, there are some people that would take your gear and try to pawn off. I checked to see if all of your stuff is there. Despite my reservations, I walked back to the bus stop. The walk isn't long, but it's like I'm trudging through the muck of a swamp. My legs are heavy, being pushed against by the weight of my emotions. I make sure I have all of my cables and pedals, then absent-mindedly wait for my bus to arrive, eyes staring straight ahead. 95. Oh, God. Hey, this year my brother was born. He's late. Again. Ashley is pacing back and forth, biting her claws, while I nervously play the pentatonic scale on my guitar over and over. I'm worried that one of the days I'll break a string doing it. Pat, meanwhile, is playing paradiddles on her drum pad. The kit's already set up on stage, and even then, it'd be much too loud to practice on here. How do you think he's gonna take it? Ashley stops pacing, looking back and forth between us. Pat looks up at her, but I'm so anxious about what's going to happen that it circles back to feel numb. Are they going to play one more show and then kick Curtis out of the band? Ooh, that might be bad. But it can't be helped, he succumbed to his addiction, and considering this is a year later, he's probably in a way worse state than he already is last year. But still, that might make things worse. But it's like I said, usually you have to cut contact with those types of people because you can't help them if they don't want to be helped. And as much as their mental health matters, yours matters just as much. I mean, Curtis isn't exactly the best with bad news, so to say. Ash. Pat sets down her drum pad and hugs the opossum. She's usually the one with the most fire in her belly, but tonight she's been nothing but a nervous wreck. He's not going to take it well, high or not. I set up my guitar on its stand and finally looked at the two. Though it takes a while for my sight to adjust from the hypnotic movement of my fingers. That and the whiskey I had before they arrived. Ultimately, though, we need to do what's best for everyone, even if it's gonna hurt. They're definitely kicking him out of the band, which sucks because he actually kind of helped found it in the first place. With him and Everett. Actually, it's all Curtis because Curtis wanted to form a band in the first place. he had the idea. Oh shit, this is gonna really be hard. Were you able to reach him earlier? Just to tell him we wanted to talk before the show? I stretched the back of my head and let out a deep sigh. I tried calling, but it went to his machine every time. I eventually left a message, but I don't know how often he actually uses that thing. A moment of silence falls between the three of us. The awkward dread begins to set in, and my hand instinctively begins to play the scale again, just on the side of my leg instead of a guitar neck. There he is! Oh, honey, you need to put that tie away. You're not gonna want to wear that after this conversation. The slam of the door opening makes my first stand on edge. Curtis runs in, heaving as he tries to catch his breath. For a musician, he's not very athletic. Jesus Christ, I am so sorry. Traffic was bonkers, and I had to pick up my gear, and... Curtis strains his back, and he notices our dour expressions. He looks at each of us one by one, stretching his arm as his nerves begin to build. I'm really sorry, okay? It wasn't that this time, I swear. Stop calling it that, Curtis. We know what you mean. We aren't children, you know. We're not mad that you're late. Well, we're kind of upset about it, but... Did you check your answering machine when you got home? Curtis raises an eyebrow, putting his hands on his side. He looks much less nervous now, probably because we aren't mad about his tardiness. No, I was racing out the door. I didn't think to check it. And that's the problem. Everett, what's wrong? Curtis, look, it's been great being in this band, but... Ashley can't finish her sentence. She doesn't need to finish her sentence. Every noise in the bar deafens as I watch Curtis's expression sink. The deer tightens his fists, fighting back tears. He turns to Ashley and Pat, whimpers escaping his mouth as he does so. When he looks at me, it's like a stab in the heart. He has the face of utter betrayal. Why? All of you? What the fuck? Curtis, please calm down. Oh, like hell I'm going to calm down, Everett. You're all just leaving? And you waited until the fucking show to tell me? We wanted to say something sooner, but... But what, Ashley? Why did it have to be now? Pat relapsed, you asshole! Curtis's anger dampens a little bit, but his fur is stained with tears. He looks away from everyone, picking at the scars on his wrists. So it's my fault then. What? No, Curtis, it's not. It's not just a healthy environment to be in right now. Not just being of your habits, but also playing in bars every other week isn't healthy for me. I always get the overwhelming urge to drink. Ashley is leaving to support me. We're going to take a break from music until I'm better, and then we'll see what happens after that, I guess. Curtis doesn't move for a long time. It's as if he's a statue, just standing in front of his guitar. Not a sound comes from him. We're not saying we don't want to be friends, but we can't do this right now. No response. Each second becomes longer than the last as we wait for a peep from Curtis. When Curtis does move, he turns to look over his shoulder, his eyes fixated right on me. 3 years ago, I would have broken into a cold sweat. Now, I'm just too tired to even be in the moment. And you? Why are you leaving? Well, Everett, I'm not in love with the music anymore, Curtis. Is that so? We're older now, man. I mean, I like the music we've made, but it was born from disdain. Face it, man, the music we were fighting wasn't even bad. Curtis stops, walking up to me. He pins me against the wall, trapping me as I sit on the case for my amp. Really? That's how you feel about what we've done? Yeah, and I felt creatively stifled for a while. I want to try something else. It's mirroring his last band's creative differences. Shit, this not hurt more than Ashley and Pat leaving. Huh. Whatever, you fucking fairy. My face drops as he says it. You fucking fairy. Even if he didn't know, I just gave it away. Curtis doesn't react at first, his anger still overwhelming him. Once the tears begin to form on my face, though, his eyes widen, full of regret. Curtis backs away from me, looking to the girls for help. He doesn't get any. Their faces are full of shock and, in Pat's case, anger. I try to stop tears from spilling out, but I can't. Everett, I... Shut up. Just... shut the fuck up, Curtis. I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were... A faggot? A homo? Yeah, I am one. Didn't think you were like that, though. I'm not, Everett, please. I'm sorry. Don't bother talking to me after tonight. Don't call me. Don't message me on Powwow. Don't even mail me a letter. I hope whatever happens, you have a good life. Everett, please, it was a what? A what, Curtis? You said the one thing that would hurt him the most. Demonizing his sexuality. That's fucked up. Hey, you guys alright? I try to hide my shivering at least, though I'm pretty sure my sniffling gives away my crying. I can tell by the deep voice it's Mikey, though. Oh, wrong voice. I had gone to talking to him when we were organizing the concert. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't interested in him, and if I said he wasn't an influence on me leaving the Bygones. Yeah, everything's fine. You sure? You don't sound alright. It's not a good time, Mikey. Well, okay, just let me know if you want to hang out later. You guys are up soon, by the way. Curtis, no time for a sound check. You just have to hook everything up and hope it sounds good. Yeah, I'll do that. When Curtis goes to set up everything, Ashley and Pat run over to me. I insist I'm okay, feigning a smile to get them off my back. Mikey is peering over the corner. I guess he's suspicious about my current state. Ashley and Pat seem to notice him, telling me to drink some water and take some deep breaths before shooing Mikey away. I lie down on my amp case. Everything aches. The dam breaks. I can't stop crying. The dim lights give me some security as we walk onto the stage. I hide in my tears for just a brief moment before the spotlights turn up. There aren't that many people in the crowd. Not that I expected much. It's bittersweet that we have so few people at our last show. Curtis walks on stage, wearing a facade as he strolls to the mic. He waves to the crowd, smiling, but it's empty, devoid of any actual happiness. As he grabs the mic, a loud whine rings out through the speakers. It's what the patrons pay the most attention to, but what rings out for me in the most in the clapping as he shakes. His disguise is falling. How's it going, Seattle? Thanks for coming out tonight. I know it's a small crowd, but tonight is going to be our last show. We've had a good ride these past few years, but it's time to call it for now. Maybe we'll return in the future, so I won't say goodbye. I'll just... Oh, I didn't get to read that properly. I start the opening lick, the one I have played thousands of times since 1992. Oh, the one Kurt still has that grin spill across his face, but as I begin to face my pedalboard, I notice a single tear form near his eye. I thought all I would feel tonight was anger and hatred, now I just feel like I'm spiraling into a void, alone and empty. I'm sorry, that was way too fast of a reading. I know this is a serious moment, but Jesus Christ, this face is actually kind of hilarious. Yeah, everyone's fucking pissed. Ooh. Okay. I'm vibing with this, guys. So this is what Curtis' voice sounds like. See, this is why I cringe at myself when I do his voice, because I can't do a British accent. I should really learn. This is a vibe, honestly. It's so cool that in a singular game jam, this whole team came together, wrote these songs, wrote this script, wrote all of this. It's really good. I'm on my third glass of whiskey, and Mikey's band isn't even fully set up yet. I can sense his eyes piercing into me as he tunes his guitar, probably full of concern. I'm not in the mood to lust after another man tonight, though. I go for another sip, only to find the glass empty. Again. Ashley and Pat left a while ago, so I can at least drink to my heart's content without having to worry about Pat's relapse. The bartender looks at me with a caught eyebrow as I flag him down. He wipes his hands with his cloth before coming up to me. Another old-fashioned, please. I don't know, man. You seem pretty rocky already. Your eyelids are drooping and you're staring off into nowhere. I'm a newbie. I don't think I should... Just give me another fucking old-fashioned, please. The bartender hesitantly takes my glass, going over to rinse it before getting a new one. He's probably hoping his boss will show up and give him advice or something. Hey. Curtis. Oh shit! You're fucking blurry, dude. And that's because we're drunk right now. Curtis, you're the last person he wants to see. He tried to help you. You refused his help. You broke his trust. I can feel the look of disgust on my face form faster than I turn to face Deer. He looks pathetic, his hands shoved messily into his pockets and his head hanging low. I turn back to the bar, hoping my drink will get to me soon. What the fuck do you want? Everett, I'm really sorry. I didn't know you're... that way. Why do you have to say it like that, dude? My teeth grind as he speaks. I can hear the plaque break down as they scrape against each other. My eyes widen with fury, staring at all of the spirits on the shelves of liquor. I tap the counter as my anxiety spikes. So if you had known, you wouldn't have called me that? It's still wrong either way, dipshit. You're right. I shouldn't have said it at all. Even his apology is weak. Or maybe that's the alcohol talking? I don't know. The bartender finally arrives with my old-fashioned. I grab it out of his hand right away, taking a long sip. The burn doesn't take everything away, but it numbs me a bit. Wait, Everett, how many drinks have you had? It doesn't matter. Piss off. Yes, it does matter. I'm not letting you drive home drunk. Oh, so being high behind the wheel is better? I choked on my drink after making that comment. Even under the influence, I know that was crossing the line. I set the drink down, looking at Curtis. He's blurry, but I can tell how hurtful that was. I'm sorry, that was shitty. What? I don't like the music. We're saved from an awkward silence by the slang guitar line on stage. We both turn around to Mikey, who begins to dance as the main riff rolls in. The crowd's a lot bigger than ours. Curtis looks at the floor, but there's a sense of realization behind his beautiful eyes. The distaste he had for the Britpop sound is gone. Okay. God, I hate reading so fast. But also that riff was really a nice vibe. I love that part. Do you like him? I turned back to my glass, slowly nodding. I guess I was staring too much at Mikey. Still, I'm not a question to ask in public. Did you like me? I think I want to go home now. Curtis's ears fall as I dodge the question. I stumble out of the bar stool, the deer thankfully catching me. Guess I'm not drunk enough to be completely socially inept, but drunk enough that my coordination is bad. I'll pack your things, just get in my car, okay? I'm not letting you drive like this. Curtis pays my tab for me as I walk to the exit. Guilt fills me. I ordered the most expensive whiskey they had. Things get hazy as I head to Curtis's car. The cold air of Seattle making me wince as I see a snowstorm begin to form. Don't drive in the snow! This is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. By the time Curtis has everything packed and we're on the road, it's snowing. At one point, he almost loses control while driving. Black ice. No, we're not gonna pull a Cliff Burn from Metallica. The deer stopped, making sure I was okay before putting chains on his tires. It's cold in the back seat, but I don't really want to sit up in the front right now. So, you didn't answer my question. What? The word falls out of my mouth letter sideways. My head started to throb from all the whiskey in my system. really don't want to talk right now. Back at the bar, I had asked if you ever had feelings for me. Whatever feelings I had for you died a long time ago. Oh. Great. Now that the noise is gone, it just makes the throbbing even worse. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Fuck everything right now. Curtis begins to drum his fingers on the steering wheel. A loud sigh escaping him. I don't know how he's able to drive right now. It's pitch black outside. I really am sorry, Everett. I'm not homophobic. I swear. Please, just save it. There aren't many gay people in my hometown. I guess some of the behavior there stuck with me. You've been here for 4 years, Curtis. I don't want to lose you guys. You mean a lot to me. I don't know how to respond to that. There's been amazing highs, but devastating lows. It would suck to lose Curtis, but maybe it's for the best. I jump as a car zooms by. What the hell are they thinking driving so fast in this weather? Curtis rolls down the window to flip them off. Not like they'll see it. They're long gone by now. The wipers on Curtis' windshield fill the air as he flips them on. The melted drops of snow smear across as they start. I can feel my consciousness start to fade as we continue driving. The only thing that's still keeping me awake is just how goddamn cold it is. Can we at least not end things like this, Everett? I get it, I'm an asshole, but I didn't mean to. I shield my eyes as Curtis stops his sentence. At first, I think the light is just a car about to pass us by. Then we see the side of the car. And then we hear the tires. Shit! While the car crashes fast when you're on the side of the road, things are different when you're the one in the vehicle. Time slows. Each bump and cut hurts for much longer than it actually does. The car flipping over takes minutes for you, even though in reality it's seconds. And of course, the time it takes for you to pass out as you sit upside down and the back seat moves painfully slow. Your eyes opening and closing, leaving you wondering when you're finally going to lose consciousness. The last thing you think about as you drift away is how the other person in the car is doing. Oh dear, oh fucking hell. Out of the... My head isn't throbbing anymore as I hear the voice next to me yell. It's splitting. A deep burn down the middle of my head. I don't know if it's an actual cut or not. I cut the seatbelt. Get him out of the car! My shoulders catch on fire as one of the paramedics grabs me under my shoulder blades. He eases up a bit after hearing my wincing. We'll be out in a second, man. Just hang on tight. Curtis. Where's Curtis? Did they get him yet? Once the paramedic pulls me out safely away from the car, I make the mistake of looking behind me. Holy shit. Sir, I need you to look at me. You have to make sure there's no brain damage. He's okay, right? He's just unconscious, right? I don't know. They haven't told me. We're going to get you two to the hospital. It didn't matter. I already had stared long enough to see that the deer's eyes were wide open, and that there was blood dripping from his head. He was dead. He didn't overdose. Warning! System overheating. Exited memories immediately. No. No, don't pull me out! The all too well-known feeling of vomit coming up from my throat comes immediately. I'm shot back to the present. I run over to the bathroom and retch into the toilet. My head still warm from the device implanted in the back of my skull. It's really been 30 fucking years, hasn't it? By now, the memories of 1996 are completely scrambled during the playback. Maybe it was a good thing they would call these monsters. What? Wait, what? Wait, what's going on? Wait, do we have a device in our brain? Mikey's been trying to wean me off at these sessions, fearful I'll get Gnosis syndrome. A special sickness for those who seek too much pleasure from MTCD. Could be me. Each session has left me feeling worse and worse. All the good years are wiped from the device by now. Mikey picked me up after the crash, eventually asking me out when the worst of my shock and trauma was over. Or what we thought was the worst. I didn't touch a guitar for 2 years, only buying one after going to a shop with Mikey to get him a replacement. It was around the time punk was becoming more mainstream. Ashley and Pat pushed me to give the whole band thing another shot, and well, things turned out good. 5 albums, international tours. I was having fun and money was coming in. The royalties for my music ended up paying for Mikey's engagement ring when gay marriage was legalized in 2012. But then the MTCD came, the memory treatment cranial device. It was supposed to be a form of immersive therapy for individuals suffering from long-term trauma. I had a string of panic attacks when we were demoing our 6th album, with memories of Curtis burrowing to the surface. I was diagnosed with clinical depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder. My therapist recommended the MTCD as a possible form of treatment. Mikey was skeptical about me trying it. He was 100% right to be. At first, the test results for all the participants were positive. No negative side effects to worry about. Once it went public, though, the story changed. Certain people, mostly those with neurological disorders, started having seizures during their uses of it. Dementia patients who used it experienced faster memory degradation. And then there were people who wanted to get lost in the happier times. The gnosis, as the doctors called it. An immediate recall was issued, but I fought hard on keeping mine. I wasn't like the others. I didn't want happiness from the memories. I was lying to myself, and to Mikey. He doesn't deserve me. 50 years, and I can't get the guilt of losing another guy out of my head. I need a drink. Hey babe, I'm gonna be at the office for a bit longer tonight. Call me back when you can. I love you. I've been replaying the same message over and over. I can't let Mikey know I got drunk yet again. God, how the fuck did everything turn out like this? If I had been a better friend to Curtis, maybe. Looking back now, I should have been more understanding in our last few conversations. I mean, he was still an asshole, but I could have actually listened. Maybe it was my fear that he would cut me off for being gay, or maybe I was resentful of his addictions. Maybe I was the asshole in this situation. Or maybe we were both the assholes. I almost spill my bourbon as I hear the ghostly voice in my brain. The specter of Curtis is looking down at me, arms crossed and playfully looking tipped off. And you said I had a problem. No, this is just a vision. My own mind playing tricks on me. This can't actually be Curtis, right? Of course it's not. Though your own addiction might be what's causing this. I don't think alcohol can make me converse with ghosts. I'm actually talking to my own thoughts right now. The ghost of Curtis flits my head. Though his finger passes right through me, I instinctively shiver, even though I can't feel a thing. Like Ashley said, I know you're not dumb. How many times have you used the MTCD to suck yourself into, what do they call it? Immersive therapy? What a load of bullshit. Do you feel any better after using that device? No. I've seen that car crash too many times. I've felt that car crash too many times. Drugs and alcohol aren't the only thing you could get addicted to. Although, you have a problem with one of those as well. You're addicted to the past. You can't move on and you can't heal if you just play those memories over and over. The real Curtis might not have loved you, and well, your last conversation could have gone a bit better. But I don't think he meant to hurt you, and it wasn't your fault that he got in the car crash. We both know it was an idiot driver that didn't take precautions against the icy road. So what do I do? Curtis snickers, pointing at the cell phone sitting on my right leg. How about you start by calling your husband? I'm sure he'll be more than happy to help. The visage of Curtis starts to fade, waving goodbye at me for a final time. Wait, don't go! Don't leave me again! I stumble forward, spilling my drink all over the rug as I try to hug hers one last time. Warm tears crawl down my face as all I can grab is thin air. Curtis, why did you? He's right, though. This device hasn't helped me in any way. All that it's done is make things worse, isolate me from others, neglect my husband, take my life away. It's an addiction. With hesitance, I grab my cell phone and dial Mighty's number. My hand. Wait, what? Hey, hon, you okay? Everett? Babe, can you come home? I really need some help right now. I didn't even get to read that one paragraph. That was good. Everett has been reliving this same traumatic moment over and over again. It goes to show that self-harm can be depicted in different ways. It doesn't have to be just cutting. Obviously, drug addiction can also be a form of self-harm. So can mentally hurting yourself by reliving the same traumatic past over and over again. In the end, though, there's always someone who is willing to help you. You just have to accept it. You have to accept that you're worthy of getting help, of being helped. And to hope everyone who is watching this knows that. There's always someone out there who cares for you, who loves you, who wants you to do better, to be better, to get better. I think that's what we should take from this visual novel. I will say though, I did feel a bit off by the ending with the concept of the empty CD, but I know that like in time, I would grow to love it a lot more than I initially do right now. It's not saying that this visual novel is bad and all. It's not bad actually. It's really good. I really did enjoy my time reading this. Well, we'll be back next week with, well, hopefully a visual novel that is a lot more cheerier than this, with a little bit of drama for the funsies. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for clicking on this video. If you enjoyed it, you can give it a like, and subscribe if you're really interested. I'll leave a link to the visual novel in the description below if you want to go play for yourself, as well as a link to the team's other visual novel, Silverstone, if you want to go play that. And I'll also leave a link to my Blue Sky if you want to support me over there. And as always, I'll be leaving a link to the visual novel me and my good friend The Red Panda made for the 2025 February Game Jam called When You Are Mine. Please do show your support to it, and if you do enjoy it, maybe consider rating it and comment on it on itchio. We love reading those, it makes our day. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!